The most talked about Red Sox trade in 24 could actually end up having a massive impact on 2025. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and we have talked about the Chris Sale Vaughn Grissom trade so many times on this channel. I think steam started coming out of our ears at this point, but we're not here to debate that trade anymore. Instead, we're here to talk about how this trade, specifically Vaughn Grissom, can impact 2025, and that's exactly what we are going to be talking about in today's video. We're also going to be talking to Vaughn Grissom himself about how he could impact the 2025 season. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. I think the problem with debating what Vaughn Grissom's true impact at the major league level could be is that some Sox fans saw what Vaughn Grissom did at the major league level with the Red Sox this season and decided that is who he is. He's a 148 average player with a 207 on base percentage and a 160 slug for a 4 OPS plus 96% below league average production. They looked at that and said because of those 23 games, Vaughn Grissom just simply isn't cut out to play at the major league level. There's too many strikeouts. He's not hitting for enough power. He's just not making enough contact. It's just simply not going to work out. And you know what? If you just look at those statistics, that has to be the conclusion you came to, right? If you've never heard of Vaughn Grissom before, if you didn't pay attention to any of the stuff that happened to maybe cause some of these issues, that is absolutely what I would assume too. But there is more to this story, and that is not who Vaughn Grissom is. We've talked about this before on this channel, but I need to hammer it home every time we talk about Vaughn because I think some people forget that we've never really seen a fully, truly healthy Vaughn Grissom. He came into spring training, injured his hamstring. It took a while for him to get back, and even when he got back to the Boston Red Sox, he wasn't 100% on that hamstring. In fact, it was to the point where he had to rely on his other hamstring a lot more than he normally would, and that's what ended up causing the latest injury to Vaughn Grissom. On top of that, we haven't even mentioned the fact that before his major league debut, he got so violently ill, he lost 14 pounds. To add on to the fact that he's in a new city, on a new team, and playing a new position, we have not yet seen what Vaughn Grissom is truly capable of. And 23 games, even if that was 100% healthy Vaughn Grissom, just simply isn't enough to make a conclusion about a player. No, even Alex Cora agrees we have yet to see the true Vaughn Grissom. So then the question becomes, what is the true Vaughn Grissom? Who could he be, and how could he impact 2025? Well, I think the best way to do that is to talk to Vaughn himself and see what he has to think about who the real Vaughn Grissom is. So without further ado, here is our interview with Vaughn Grissom. All right, so we're here with Vaughn Grissom. And Vaughn, in your time in AAA, a lot of it's been focusing on getting that power back, getting that timing back. How you feeling with all that?
Feel great.
Yeah?
Yep.
So what's sort of the mentality in terms of like the mechanical approach and everything to increase that power? What goes into that behind the scenes?
No, just honestly getting more at-bats and just getting comfortable with, competing.
And then, so obviously you've got some pretty successful major league experience. You got the guys coming up here. Is there anything that you've sort of, I would say, like embraced, kind of wrong word, but given to them in terms of advice going to major leagues?
Sure.
Sorry.
It just all comes down to competing, and that we were just chopping it up with Roman yesterday about how like the game will probably speed up a little bit and how you gotta kind of slow it down, and it's really a mental game, and things like that. I'm an open book, so a lot of times when we get talking ball, I love to share what I've learned.
And how's the transition been over to second base? Obviously, you're getting more reps there now than really you've gotten the entire season. How's it feel over there?
Feels great. Yeah, I feel very comfortable over there.
So is it getting a little bit easier with the transitions over there? What was sort of the difference there? Was it mainly just footwork? Because obviously it's sort of the same mechanics going and getting the ball. Is it mainly just footwork?
Honestly, I didn't really feel a big difference. It's just a position I've been, playing shortstop my whole life. It's pretty easy to transition, just feel the ball and throw it. You just have a lot more time, so it's real chill stuff.
Sure, that makes sense. Alex Cora, when you first came back off the IL, said we hadn't seen the real Vaughn Grissom yet. You got sick, you got hurt. What do you think is the real Vaughn Grissom?
I think I have the potential to hit 300 and play good, hopefully a Gold Glove defense and impact the ball on with my bat and help teams score runs.
Pretty good goal.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a couple rapid-fire questions for you. I got David Ortiz or Ted Williams?
Oof, I got to see David Ortiz, so I'm going to have to go David.
That makes sense. Would you rather... Oh, we got a... Second thoughts?
Ted Williams, let's not forget, he hit like 400, you know.
He's the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah, I'll take David Ortiz for our generation.
Fair enough. Would you rather have a 3-home run game at the big league level or hit for a cycle in a playoff game?
Hit for the cycle.
Playoff game specifically? Yeah, all right. And then would you rather have the best contact ability in baseball or the best power ability in baseball?
Contact.
Contact for sure? No question with the power?
No.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Power's cool, but, you know, being able to hit anybody is pretty awesome.
That's actually that's a great point. I didn't even think about that one. All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Before we get into the second part of this video here, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just simply helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Thank you all very much for taking a second and doing so. Let's get into the second half. Obviously, an absolutely massive thank you to Vaughn Grissom. Anyone who takes the time out of their day and answers my questions is an incredibly nice thing to do. So thank you so much, Vaughn. I appreciate it. But getting back to this interview specifically, I think the most important question asked as it pertains to this video was my question about who is the real Vaughn Grissom. And I think his answer in a lot of ways is really correct, right? I think if we're talking about potential ceilings with Vaughn Grissom at the major league level, we are talking about a high contact athletic player who impacts the game in a whole lot of different ways. He's a good glove when he's right, and he's a solid bat when he's right as well. The big thing here is how he is going to get there, or how he is planning on getting there. And if you remember, the Red Sox actually decided to give him some time to do that. Back on August 9th or August 8th, I can't remember which day it was, the Red Sox decided that he was going to spend the rest of the season in AAA baseball. By doing so, this allows them to really try and hone in on the issues that have been plaguing Vaughn Grissom and get him right for 2025. And honestly, over this last month, we're starting to see those adjustments, those tweaks, those conversations the Red Sox and Vaughn Grissom have been having pay off in a really big way. Because over his last 20 games, dating back to August 25th, Vaughn Grissom is hitting .388 with a .512 on base percentage and a .582 slug. Good for a ridiculous 190 WRC plus. That is 90% more productive than the average player during that span. He also has 4 home runs and 17 RBIs in those 20 games. But what I really like about Vaughn Grissom's approach lately at the plate at the time of this recording, I am recording this a couple of days before I release this video, so the statistics may be a little bit off by the time this comes out. But at the time of this recording, Vaughn Grissom's strikeout to walk ratio is absolutely fantastic. He's currently, in those 20 games, striking out 14% and walking 20%. That's basically 1.5 walks to every strikeout. Making that adjustment of commanding the strike zone was obviously a big factor for Vaughn Grissom finding success at the plate again. It was a big problem at the major league level, right? He was just swinging and missing too much. He was chasing pitches outside of the zone, and it really wasn't translating to the success that you would have hoped from him. Bringing those adjustments he's been making off the field onto the field, and it showing in a way where it's clear that he is finding a way to command a strike zone, to me is an incredibly encouraging sign. But all these statistics are fine and dandy, Corbin, but let's get to the point of this video. How is this going to impact 2025? Well, I think it could have an absolutely massive impact. If you remember back on the Christian Campbell video we did earlier this week, I went over just how much of a black hole second base has been at this season and really over the last couple of years for the Red Sox. Just to quickly recap for those of you who have not watched that, there have been 11 people who have played second base for the Red Sox just this season alone, and combined, they are by far and away the worst offensive position on the diamond for this Red Sox team. As a unit, they have a 521 OPS and a 54 OPS plus. That position has just flat out been miserable for the Red Sox this year. If Grissom were to come up next season and simply be a league average player, you're talking about 46% more production from a position where you're getting basically nothing, and that totally changes the way this lineup is set up. It makes it a whole lot deeper, because if you look at the rest of the positions the Boston Red Sox currently have in terms of their hitting production, again, at the time of this recording, for the most part, they are all above average. The only one who's slightly below average is first base, and that's mostly because Tristan Casas missed most of this year. If you could get second base up to, at bare minimum, a league average position, you're talking about a full lineup of league average or above players, and that goes a really long way. And I think Vaughn Grissom really could be a big part of that, and that's why I say he could be huge for 2025. But again, obviously, he's got to make those adjustments in Major League Baseball. He has to be able to translate what he's found in terms of success over this last month in AAA into legitimate success in Major League Baseball. And I think what that comes with is just simply repetitions, right? Getting that grounding, getting able to sort of naturally understand that, making it a habit to understand the strike zone, making it a habit to attack and make great contact on solid pitches. And that's the biggest thing with Vaughn Grissom. And I know a lot of people are sitting there staring at Christian Campbell and saying that dude has to be the Red Sox opening day second baseman. And it's for good reason, right? That dude literally had the best minor league season in the entire sport this year. He obviously is a prime candidate to be your second baseman coming into 25, but I also don't want people to sleep on Vaughn Grissom. I actually think there's going to be a bit of a battle. Christian Campbell can play a whole lot of different positions. They might find a way to fit both of these guys on this team. And if they're able to do that, one of the more interesting sort of dominoes that will fall if they both end up on this roster is that all of a sudden you've got a whole lot of right-handed versatility, right? You've got Christian Campbell with a ton of power potential. You've got Vaughn Grissom from the right-hand side with a ton of contact potential. That's a really great combination to have. So I understand the hype behind Christian Campbell is absolutely deserved, but I don't want people sleeping on Vaughn Grissom either. I think a lot of people made their conclusions about this player 23 games into his Red Sox career. I also think that Chris Sale, being as good as he's been this season, really has not helped the Vaughn Grissom agenda. But I just want you guys to remember, there have been a lot of players on this Red Sox team this season who have been your best players who also struggled in their first years or couple of years or times to the rotation on this team. Duran and Houck are at the forefront of that. Just because a guy struggles for 20 games shouldn't mean he is going to be a bad player for the rest of his career. And I think if he can get himself to be able to make those adjustments that we've been talking about, we're talking about a guy who could be a major player in the 2025 Boston Red Sox. The problem is we got to wait and see on this, right? We're not going to get an answer to this question as to what Vaughn Grissom can do until what, about 6 months from now, 8 months from now, until he could get it back into Major League Baseball. I mean, that's a long time to wait. I just want you guys to keep this in the back of your heads, because come spring training, this is going to be a big topic of conversation. But before that happens, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Have you given up on Vaughn Grissom, or do you think he can still be an impactful player going forward? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton. Best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you want to listen instead of watch, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.